to everyone who's joining today. We're here with Roberta Washburn, who's our Director of Solar Operations here at Kokosing Solar.
Hi everyone, Roberta Washburn, Director of Solar Operations with Kokosing Solar. I've been with our team for 7 years. I'm also a member of the Amicus Solar Cooperative Board. I'm lucky enough I get to lead our team on commercial projects, residential, and O&M projects.
Well, thanks for being with us, Roberta, here today. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. A couple of weeks ago, there was breaking news in the House in Washington. We had expected definitely changes with the new administration, but those changes have finally kind of come to fruition. They're in writing. Can you tell us a little bit about what has been passed through the House, what stage we're currently at, and what kind of risk the residential tax credit is at?
Sure. So, from a 25D residential tax credit perspective, that tax credit is in whole at risk right now. And so, in the bill that the House passed, that has now moved to the Senate, and they are working very furiously to get everything through the Senate. I think the target goal is to have this on the president's desk prior to the July 4th holiday. So that would have the 25D residential tax credit completely going away at the end of this year. So for customers who are already in the pipeline, who have already signed their contract, and who are getting their installations this year, they should be able to take that tax credit for 2025 as they go to file in 2026 for the 2025 tax credit. For customers who are not able to get on the installation list for 2025, if the bill were to pass the Senate as it passed the House, they would not have the ability to take that 30% tax credit. So therefore, it might increase the payback years of their system to be a little bit longer of a payback than it would be with the 30% tax credit today.
What the Senate's considering, the House passed and the Senate is considering, is a total elimination of the tax credit.
That's correct. So that the Senate is considering a complete elimination of the residential tax credit. We've been very fortunate to have the 30% tax credit for the last several years, and that was expected to continue into 2032. But with this law, it would reduce it down to being complete here at the end of 2025.
How would someone who's been considering solar, seeing this news, what would be a good thing for them to think about in this moment?
Yeah, I think the best thing for them to think about is this the right time for them and their families to go solar? And know that, like, if they are going to have this opportunity to take this tax benefit, they need to contact their local solar installer as soon as they possibly can, because there is this potential threat that this credit is going to go away at the end of the year. There is also a kind of this increased sense of urgency. And so customers are starting to really come to the table and get signed up to get their system installed this year. And so I think a lot of installers' schedules are going to start filling up pretty quickly.
So say I consult with my family, it's too rushed. I'm not going to be able to go solar in 2025 and come to the table anytime soon. How does the affordability of solar look moving forward for residential homeowners?
The utility rates are going to continue to increase likely. And so as rates increase, tax credit decreases. I think we're yet to see what's going to happen with materials. Materials, some could increase, some could decrease. It's going to be also dependent on any tariffs. There's just lots, it's just an ever changing market that we're continuing to follow out there. Lots of things that are kind of coming together. I think what folks will see is the price of solar will stay relatively steady as we move forward. The cost of utility rates are going to increase, which then kind of helps align. If the tax credit goes away, it aligns those two things, the cost of your utility rates and the cost of going solar.
Thinking about residential solar, but zooming out a little bit, what do you see? You've been in the industry about 7 years. Kokosing Solar has been around for the past 25 years. We are thinking about the industry at large right now. How do you see the elimination of the 30% federal tax credit for residential changing what the market looks like here in Ohio and beyond?
For me, I feel like it's a little too early early to predict what that looks like, because I'm hopeful that there will be some changes in the Senate that will not kind of just pull the rug out from under folks and give folks time to shift and think about their business in a different light. It allows them to evaluate their cost of products. It allows them to evaluate their product offerings. There is an immediate rug pullout, and it ends at the end of 25. I think that's going to leave a lot of folks really trying to figure out how large their residential market is going to be. A lot of folks are looking at a lot of things right now to determine what impacts that's going to have for their companies.
Are there any lobbying efforts or other efforts underway to help preserve 25D and help preserve the residential solar tax credit?
I'm personally working a lot with our legislators. I've gone to DC a couple of times. I'm headed back to DC next week and the following week. So lots of things that are going to be happening as we work with all of our legislators to let them know what 25D means to our customers and to our businesses. Also to let them know that like we understand that they have to make some changes. We want to be as supportive as we can, but we want them to be educated about what that means and what the need is for the solar industry so that we can continue to grow, and how important the solar industry is to our energy resilience of the future of the country. Like I said earlier, it's really important aspect because it is the fastest deployable energy that we have. And deploying that while other sources are being built, I think is critical to the success of our infrastructures.
I guess the last question I'll leave you with, what are we encouraging our followers to do?
I think there are two action items that I would encourage folks to do. One, if you've been thinking about going solar and you want to get your project done so you can get installed this year, now's the time to sign your contract, contact your installer. The other thing you can do is you can contact your legislators, the Senate, your senators, your representatives, and ask them to help extend these tax credits for the next 5 years. I think the more that they hear from the constituents within their states, the more that they're able to support those folks.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Roberta. And I'm sure within the next couple weeks, we'll be coming at you again with more updates.
Sounds great. Looking forward to providing more updates for folks. We'll keep you as informed as we can, and we're following everything closely. Thanks again for joining us today. Hope to talk to you all soon.